data point that will demolish all this EVM talk. Navika spoke about how, whether it's the NCP or whether it's the Sena, which faction has finally emerged victorious. But look at how the data has. He is talking about how 80% of votes are going to the BJP. That's not happening. Look at this. The BJP alliance in 2019 had 54.4. Over here it's 51.4. It was 19.3 for the Congress alliance. It is 33.6. They've got an extra edge in terms of the actual vote share. We're talking vote shares here. It is 22.36 for others. It is down to 14.26 now in 2024. What has happened? It was a four-way fight earlier. It is now a six-way fight. The six-way fight with a larger number of candidates in the fray, and the votes have actually been split across all of these various political parties, particularly where there have been rebels, where there have been friendly fights, and that is why it is very interesting to see that despite a lower vote share, the BJP has managed to surge ahead, Smita Prakash, with a higher number of seats as far as this assembly election is concerned.
It's quite stunning what is happening, but now the most interesting part is with both the BJP also doing so well, Shiv Sena also doing so well, kaun banega Mukhyamantri?
Yes, that's the two big questions that still remain to be answered is EVM kitna bura hai, because Maharashtra it makes BJP win and in Jharkhand it makes the India alliance win. So EVM का बहाना चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा?
रियलिस्टिक विक्ट्री है झारखंड की. यहाँ पे अगर ये जीतते 160 170 सीट से, वो रियलिस्टिक थी जो आपके सोफोलॉजिस्ट ने भी कल बोला था.
ऐसा करते हैं सारे ईवीएम की मशीन की काउंटिंग में आपको बिठा देते हैं, आप डिसाइड कर लीजिएगा.
सेकंड रीजन भी सुन लीजिए, सेकंड रीजन भी सुन लीजिए. बीजेपी ने अपने क्रोनिक कैपिटलिस्ट दोस्तों की मदद से 3-3 4-4 कैंडिडेट्स राइवल कैंप के वोट को काटने के लिए खुद खड़ा करके फाइनेंस
करा. You've been losing elections for the last 75 years only because other people are doing conspiracies against you. Anand Ranganathan, is this the most atrocious argument that is being put forward?
They are against EVM or technology because you look at their flag, hammer and sickle. They want people to keep using those tools. There's a reason why they're continuing with that flag for 100 years. For him to blame the instrument which gave them the only state where they are ruling right now, Kerala. Otherwise resign. Ask Pinarayi Vijayan to resign from Kerala. Why? वो ईवीएम से जीते कि नहीं जीते?
वहां हम करने नहीं देते तुम्हें.
हमारा कैडर है. Shaina NC joins the broadcast. Shaina NC candidate from Mumbai Devi and Shaina NC. BJP doing exceedingly well. It's a tsunami for the BJP in Maharashtra, albeit your seat looking tough at the moment. How do you respond to these results that are coming in, and the first charge that has been made by Sanjay Raut on the EVMs being the main point of loss for the Mahavikas Aghadi?
Navika, isn't this standard practice? When they win, it's Janta Ka Janadesh. When anybody else wins, it's EVM tampering. Please, come on, get real. This is a tsunami of sorts. People have chosen the politics of performance. And yes, in Maharashtra, there's been so much good governance, so much good work. If you look at the four main vote banks that the Prime Minister talks about, the women, the youth, the farmers and the youngsters, all of which have been pandered to and adhered to. If you take a Chief Minister's Ladki Behna Yojana, it is amply clear that 2.5 crore women have got 7,500 rupees directly in their bank account. Now, isn't this very, very powerful and impactful for women? They have all voted for us. If you take my own constituency of Mumbai Devi, 40,000 women have got this benefit of Ladki Behna Yojana, of which 15,000 women are Muslim. So I think people will move beyond caste, creed, community and only want the politics of performance. You talk about the youth, it's the internship schemes, the stipends. You talk about the farmers, it's the direct transfer into their bank accounts. If you talk about pensions, for the senior citizens, that too is happening. So the point is, people want this coupled with infrastructure, coastal road, metro, bullet trains, Atal Setu, the list is endless. And we have had only this narrative. Navika, the truth is that the opposition has only spread false narratives and had this Tushtikaran ki Rajniti, which is pseudo-secular. It has only pandered to vote banks to make sure that they stay intact for their lust for power. And people of Maharashtra have given a befitting answer. So I'm very, very hopeful that not only will our government be formed, it will be formed with the agenda in mind of a Viksit Bharat, which has been what the Prime Minister has wanted all along. The Prime Minister has empowered people through projects, Labhartis across the country, and likewise in the state of Maharashtra. In 2.5 years, the Honorable Chief Minister Eknath Shinde ji, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar have worked
going across
so well.
to visuals outside Eknath Shinde's residence in Thane. Let's just cut across and hear what the Shiv Sainiks are celebrating at the moment, and what are they saying? Well, crackers are out there. There's no grab 3 or 4 in Mumbai and Thane, so wahan to chal sakte hain patake. Well, those are celebration shots coming from outside Eknath Shinde's residence, and what a victory it has been. Alone, the Shinde Sena has more than the MVA put together, and that really must hurt somewhere Uddhav Thackeray. The question, and Smita, isn't this a bigger question? What happens to leaders of the Congress party in Maharashtra, and what happens to Uddhav Thackeray? You know, all the sympathy that he was waiting for, all that hasn't gone his way. The real Shiv Sena is the Shinde Shiv Sena.
So as far as the Congress is concerned, the 2024 general election results, the Congress fared pretty well in the state. They should have pushed a little more for more seats, is what was the general feeling. But even if they had got more seats in the alliance, even then they wouldn't have fared well, because this is showing a complete rout. So the whole thing, the campaign that they ran about constitution, that didn't work. For one election it worked. Second, it goes to show that Uddhav Thackeray was no tragic hero. If he was trying to milk that thing about I have been stabbed in the back, the legacy of my father has been hijacked by another person who's not worthy of being the legacy holder, all that was totally rejected. Shinde has emerged as literally a David and Goliath kind of a situation, where a person who has worked from the grassroots level, he has come up, and despite all permutations and combinations that Mr. Sharad Pawar used in the MVA, it has not worked at all. So when you can't, even if you are the son of Bala Saheb Thackeray and you cannot take his name in election campaign, you bring out a calendar which is in Urdu. These are all signals that is going to your people that you want to give away. As far as the Congress is concerned, not once did they say Hriday Samrat, Hindu Hriday Samrat Bala Saheb Thackeray. If they could, as MBA, say once that, the people who are Shiv Sena, I'm not a Shiv Sena person, but I'm just saying, as a South Indian from my Janma Bhumi or Karma Bhumi, right? Bombay is.
Yes.
So we have seen what Shiv Sena has done. They have gone and
the Shiv Sena getting across to appeasement politics, Shehzad Poonawalla. Has that been the undoing of Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena, number one? Number two, the question I want to ask this afternoon is, kaun banega Mukhyamantri? Again Shinde, or will it really be Fadnavis?
Navika ji, first of all, even though the Bharatiya Janata Party has put up a spectacular performance, and I think we should dwell on that also for a moment, that out of the 140 odd seats, we are what a strike rate of 128 seats. Even
now
though we
85,
have done that,
85%.
The agenda or the commitment is very. Yes, it is as much as Anand used to get in school. So even then, I would say that our commitment is very clear, that the BJP Parliamentary Party, the NCP Ajit Pawar faction and the Eknath Shinde ji party, all of us will sit together, our MLAs will sit together and decide. Secondly, Navika, just a slight difference of opinion. I think this entire mandate, if you see the stream of mandates across the country, they are actually not anti-A or anti-B, it is anti-Congress mandate. And jahan Congress कांग्रेस जाती है वो सबको डुबाती है. Look at the fact that Congress has lost seats in Jharkhand, Congress has lost seats in Maharashtra, Congress could not perform in Jammu Kashmir, Congress could not perform in Haryana. ये कांग्रेस असलियत में सबसे बड़ी जो मैं कह सकता हूं परजीवी है, जो कांग्रेस के साथ जाता है वो भस्म हो जाता है. तो कांग्रेस इज द रियल प्रॉब्लम. एंड थिर्डली, आई थिंक देयर आर सम पीपल लाइक से प्रियंका चतुर्वेदी एंड some other spokespersons of Sena UBT who are doing absolutely no favor to their cause by raking up the same Congress narrative. They were more Congress than Congress itself with the kind of narrative they would spew. So I think the people have punished Sena UBT. जो कहते हैं ना क्रॉसफायर में मारा जाना, तो क्रॉसफायर में सब लोग गए.
Well, तहसीन, कांग्रेस सबको डुबाती है, ये बात तो सही है.
Well, that's not true, because Jharkhand, the Congress performance is actually very good at strike rate. Karnataka, they won all the by-elections, they won all 3 seats, including the BJP president, the ex-BJP president, former Chief Minister's son is losing, Mr. Kumaraswamy's son is losing. So that is not the narrative, that is just a narrative that the BJP wants to say.
Fair.
Absolutely, we cannot go out and blame EVMs right now. If there was an issue, it should have been raised before. There are a lot of issues with the Election Commission. That's not the, we should not raise it now. It is not correct. The issue that should be raised is simply this. Why could the Congress and the NCP Sharad Pawar faction, which set the narrative in the Lok Sabha, not set it in the Assembly? 2 or 3 things. The Prime Minister's call worked. 2, we were seeing too much with radical people. I think that should be accepted. No. 3, we did not set the agenda. 4, I am again repeating, the loss that Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray group caused to the Congress NCP is phenomenal. People like Sanjay Raut, even right now, blaming one industrialist, blaming the EVMs, I think it is terrible. Raut has routed the MBA.